There's something really special about walking outside, basket in hand, knowing dinner is growing just a few steps from your front door. Today I'm skipping the supermarket and shopping in my own front yard, so let's see what this week's harvest has in store. Okay, so I've got to try and pick this stuff quickly today because we've been in and out of showers all day. I've been waiting 3 days to pick these strawberries because we've had rain constantly, well not constantly, but rain and wind, crazy wind for the last 3 days. So today's the first day that the wind's died down and I can finally pick all of this stuff in peace. So excited for some strawberries. Been waiting a while for these. So I've been picking crazy amounts of snow peas the last 2 to 3 weeks. Sorry, these are sugar snap peas and they're so delicious. And I've been having them with dinner every night, just lightly steamed, and steaming them seems to make them even sweeter than they are raw. But I've just been getting a good dish full of sugar snap peas every day and it's been amazing. So I thought planting this many plants was going to be way too much, but I'm not having any issues with powdery mildew just yet. They're starting to die off at the bottom there, but that's fine. They are still producing tons and tons of sugar snap peas, which I am loving. So I'm gonna have some more for dinner tonight, as well as the broccoli and cauliflower that I'm about to pick as well. It's nice that the rain has finally stopped. Almost the end of the day, heading towards sunset. So hopefully we'll get some nice colour in the sky behind us. But yeah, absolutely loving these sugar snap peas. I'll definitely be growing these again next year. And it's also good to pick these regularly. Make sure you're not getting any really big ones, because as soon as they start to go to seed, they stop producing new flowers and new pods. So very important to pick them regularly. Like this one here is almost a little bit too big. Still tasty, but any bigger than that and the plant would think that it's done its job and stop producing more. Okay, so decent bowl there. Sugar snap peas, and I got a bowl this size yesterday as well. They just keep producing. Oh, there's another one. So they're gonna be yum for dinner. Okay, I need to pick this broccoli because it is ready. It's a good size and I need it for dinner tonight. It's just starting to separate on the edges, so it's definitely time to pick. But that is a beautiful broccoli. It's going to taste good tonight. Alright, next up is this cabbage over here. Okay, so this red queen cabbage is definitely ready. I can see a slug on there already, so definitely going to pick it now before the slugs get to it anymore. Try and shake that slug out. And just look at that amazing cabbage. It's beautiful. Look at that little beauty. A little bit of slug damage there, but once I peel off those outer leaves, it's going to be amazing. And of course, now it's starting to rain again. Okay, so I've got 3 cauliflower in this mobile raised bed, the Georgie from the Backyard Farmers. These 2 are definitely ready because they're starting to separate, and they're starting to turn a little bit purple as well on the outer edges there, because these were ready to be harvested before I went away to Emerald for work last week, and I didn't get a chance to harvest them, and I was hoping they would hang on until I got back. But yeah, they've definitely started to separate there. The middle's still good. Like, this is still edible, and I'm going to make a broccoli and cauliflower bake for dinner tonight, so it's not going to matter too much. That is the problem when you're busy working and can't get time to harvest. I think this one's even bigger than that. So I've got this over here because it gets a lot more sun this time of year. than the garden out the front. So I'm just making the most of the sun through winter, growing brassicas in this raised garden bed. And I'm actually going to plant some carrots in here now that these have come out, because they'll do really well with the amount of sun that we get here during the day. So there's another beauty, a little bit purple in spots and starting to separate, but that'll be nice tonight for dinner. Okay, it's not a bad haul. Oh, and I almost forgot to pick the tangerine. These are gonna be yum. So tonight's dinner was cauliflower and broccoli bake, which turned out really delicious. I hadn't tried this recipe before, but will definitely keep using it. I'm not a huge fan of cauliflower, so this is a good way to use it up. I don't think I will plant as many next winter. I will focus more on broccoli and carrots and potatoes, as I enjoy those more. I will add the recipe in the description below, but basically I chopped up 4 rashers of bacon and cooked it in a fry pan over medium heat, then set aside on a plate. Chop up 1 head of cauliflower and 1 head of broccoli. Bring a large saucepan of water to the boil, then add the cauliflower and broccoli and cook for 5 minutes. Drain and set aside. To the fry pan with the leftover bacon grease, add some olive oil, 1 chopped onion and 4 garlic cloves, and saute until the onion is soft. Meanwhile, whisk 2 cups of milk or plant-based milk with 4 tablespoons of flour. You can use gluten-free as well, or tapioca flour. Pour the milk into the fry pan and bring it to a simmer until just the edges start to bubble. Then add 2 cups of grated cheddar cheese and 1 cup of Parmesan cheese and 1 teaspoon of salt, and whisk until the cheese sauce is smooth. Remove from the heat, add the cauliflower and broccoli to a baking dish and pour the cheese sauce over the top. Mix it all around, then add the bacon and a bit more grated cheese to the top. Then place in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 minutes. This came out delicious, and we just added some steamed sugar snap peas to the side, and it was really yum and satisfying. This week we finally finished the garden bench chair that we've been working on since March. We bought this old chair off Marketplace for $70 to restore it and put it out into the garden. The wood was a bit more damaged than we realised at the time of purchase. We had to strip back all the paint and then sand it back to its natural timber, along with getting all the black paint off the metal before repairing it. I actually thought it looked quite good as its natural colouring, but it's going to be out in the elements, so I figured it would last longer if we painted it with weatherproof paint. I decided to go with peach and white stripe, inspired by a beach towel that I saw and loved, and I thought that those colours would work in a cottage style garden. Kevin sprayed the metal frame and then we put it all back together. Today we moved it into the garden, where we created a spot for it back in January when we built the fruit orchard garden bed. And I absolutely love it. I think it fits so well, and I love the peach and white stripe. I'm going to love sitting out here and planning out my garden each season, or drinking a cup of tea in the mornings. What do you think? Well, thanks for coming along as I went food shopping for dinner in my garden, and stay tuned for next week's video, as I have started all of my spring seeds to get a jump on the season ahead.